Alright folks, welcome back to Irish Scottish fishing and fly tying. So today I'm going to show you how I tie the Iain Bain special in the Cascade variant. Now this is it's getting to be quite a popular pattern. Now the guy who originally tied it, he's got a great YouTube channel where he's out fishing it and he's actually been catching fish. So I'm just going to quickly tie one up. I haven't seen one tied up in a Cascade, but I've tied a few of these up in Cascades. I ain't had a chance yet to go out and fish them, but the colour combination's class. So I'll show you how I tie my version up of it in the Cascade. So start things off, I use the VENIARD Scandi OSPREY hook. That's in a size 6, and the thread I'm using is UNI-THREAD black in 80. So all I'm going to do is just start with a quick layer of thread all the way down to the bottom of the hook. As I say, on these hooks I like to go a little bit past, just to bed it in. You bring in my trusty Stanley, snip that. You're going to want your wire for your tag. I'm just using small fine silver wire. So all you want to do is just catch that in. Just catch that in, don't worry too much about how you tidy itself up as it's working its way up the hook. Just try not to catch that. So all I'm going to do now is, because I tie my thread this way, bring the rib up the opposite direction. So I like doing a good 5 turns for my tags. So it's 3, 4, 5. And what you want to do is bring it up the middle of the hook. And then I get my scissors. All I'll do with my scissors is just bed the tag in. I'm not cutting it, and just be careful you don't snip it. And all I want to do now is put a couple of turns in up here. And bring your tag back down the middle of the hook. It's going to start to form your rib. Just working your thread back down. As I say, don't worry too much about this body at the minute. As I say, there's a bit of a catch there. That thread. I'm going to sort this body up and put a bit of silver holographic up it. Once you've done that. There we go. So now we're going to put in a bit of yellow bucktail. So the original pattern's tied with goose bites. So I'm using bucktail for my Cascade. I'm trying to keep it as close to a Cascade as possible. So all I want to do is just nice little length. It doesn't need to be that long. And if you look at my other Cascade videos, I like tying my tails up. Just check the length. As I say, the original's tied by goose bites and it curls up, but we're going to get to that in a minute. All you want to do now is just take your time, making sure the bucktail stays on the top of the hook. I like using the bucktail. Just come in with a pair of scissors, pull up, cut, and then there's a little bit of sorry, I just moved the camera there. Just got a couple of nice tight downs just to lock it in. Just 2 seconds. Just had to check I didn't move my camera. Right, I just moved down the arm, work your body, work your thread down the hook. Just taking your time. As I say, don't worry too much about the body at the minute. Now, as I said about the goose bites, this one, the original, had a set of goose bites where it curled up. So for me to try and imitate that, I'm going to grab the bucktail, put a couple of turns in at the back, just to hold the hook up. Sorry, hold the tail up. Give that a couple of pulls. That's it. I'm going to put a bit of flash in the tail. So the flash I'm using for this one is crystal mirror flash and pearl. I'm just going to use one strand. Just going to bend it around the hook. You're going to want the flash about the same length as the tail. Just move my rib out of the way. Just give your fingers a quick lick. Just run it into the fibres so it stays out of your way. There you go. Then all you want to do now is just work your thread up. All this is doing is just getting ready for the, starting to get the body ready for the body. So the body of this fly, I'm going to use silver holographic in silver. Just catch that in, work your way up the hook. I don't worry about covering all this yellow, like it's going to be all covered. It's going to be all covered when you bring your rib up, your rib and body up. Just take your time, making sure it's caught in. Bring that up and put it into your spring. Then you want to come in with your my trusty Sally Hansen, old, but I like using for my bodies. Just dip that all along there. Making sure you always put the lid on after you've finished with it, because you don't want your varnish getting air bubbles in it. So being careful not to catch your hooks. Start your rib. Right, just starting to catch a bit. I'm just going to move that thread out of the way so I can get. I'm going to go up and down this twice. Maintaining tension to make sure, because if you let this slip off, let it slip out of your hands, it's going to pop off and then unravel, and you don't want that. So all I'm going to do now is 2 turns over the top of the hook, just like that. Pull the silver holographic back, just to lock it in. Right, I like to work it back, because this is where I'm going to, it's more of me indication of where I'm going to start putting my wing in. So it's not bad off with a pair of scissors. And then you want to come up with your rib. So all you're doing with your rib is just coming up. Nice evenly spaced turns. always like rubbing my bodies. Let's give it that little bit more extra protection, and because I'm using the silver wire, it doesn't take away from the colour of the silver holographic. There we go. 2 turns over the top. Hit the camera again. And you just want to helicopter that off. So this is where we start now. I'm going to start putting our wings in. I just need to, I'll get some of my fibres for my wing. So the original's tied with dyed red tappet. So I'm going to use my wing as red squirrel. Well, sorry, squirrel dyed red. Now, you don't want that much of it. You just want it to, it's a nice little bit of fibre, because I'm going to tie this in quite short. Like anything, when you're tying a squirrel, you want to take your time with it. So I've got too much there. So what I'm going to do now is just tidy it up a bit more. That's about right where I want it. Just a little bit of fibre. What you want to do now is just catch that in initially light. Now if you've ever tied with squirrel before, make sure that's on the top of the hook. If you've ever tied with squirrel before, you want to make sure you lock these fibres in, because they can be quite annoying. So for that, I'm going to put a bit of super glue on my thread. I'm going to come up to the top and then individually just work my thread in between the fibres. That's good. Don't worry about them boys, we'll get rid of them. As I say, don't be too perfectionist. Like, it's, you know, the salmon's not going to look at it and go, oh, I don't like the look of that. These colours work. As I say, I've been watching Iain Bain's videos and this pattern works for him. So I can't wait till I get out in the water to try this. So the next fibre I'm going to tie in is the just normal grey squirrel. So I'm going to tie this a bit further on, a bit longer. Tie this in a bit longer than the red squirrel. Just pinching it to make sure it's catching in. And then before you start to put your threads on again, what you want to do is a good portion of super glue on the thread again. If you don't do this and you tie it in, the squirrel tail will pull out. Just catching in, working your way in between the fibres and catching in. making sure everything's at the top of the hook. I'm going to come in with my flash. And this flash is Crystal Flash Smalt Blue and Pearl. Just get a strand of it. Just the one strand. All I want is to put this over the wing. Put this over the wing just. And then you just want to cut that the same length for the squirrel tail, being careful not to cut the squirrel tail. There we go, that's it. And for this final part of the wing, I'm going to be using black Arctic Fox, which I've already prepped, just ready to be cut. Again, quite sparse, it's just to finish off the colour scheme. So I don't use super glue on this one because it ties in very well. Just being careful to shape the tail. You want it about the same length as the squirrel, the grey squirrel. You just want to come down. Take your scissors. Just cutting all that. Like, don't be too worried about this. Like, salmon heads are quite big, so we're going to tidy this head up. And the original pattern is tied with quite a big head, and it catches fish. So all you want to do now is just tidy that all up. Start to tie that all up in readiness for the hackles. There you go. Starting to build up there nicely. So I'm using short cock hackles, Kingfisher blue. It's just a standard cock hackle, and I'm going to tie them with a tip. I like to lick a tip as well. This makes it a bit easier for when I'm trying to just work your way back to where you want to. And bring your thread all the way forward again. Do a turn in front of it. Bring that over here. Bring in your scissors. Like that. There's a wee scarce fibre there. Just going to come in with my tweezers just to pull that away. Don't worry about it too much. Bring your thread back up. Now we're going to start the hackle. I like to just pull it away. As I say, if you look at my other salmon videos, I like to work my hackle like Fritz. So after every turn, you're going to want to pull all the fibres back. And depending on how good the hackle is, it's depending on how many turns you're going to put in. So with these hackles, I like to put a 4-turn hackle in. So I know it's coming in there nicely and it's building up nicely. So don't worry about it, like we're going to tidy all that up. I know you're thinking there, Jesus, these fibres are all over the place, but don't worry too much about it. People try and take too much time with their hackles. Just get it on there. Right, so all I'm going to do now is going to lick my fingers, pull all my fibres back, and I'm going to catch them in with my hand. Missed a couple there. Pull them back. As I say, don't worry too much about it. All these fibres, it's going to set the hook eventually. Like, it's going to set the hackle up eventually once I put in my next hackle. It's going to catch everything in. Next one's my black. the same length of fibres as the blue. Again, tied in by the tip. Work your way back. Pull the tip back out of the hook. Pull the tip back towards the hook, not towards the tail. Bring it forward. Cut off the excess of the tip. There we go. And bring your thread back up to the front, back up to the back of it. Same again, get your turns going. After every turn, just pull back on the hackle fibres. That's one. I'm going to get one more in. Don't worry about all this. I'm going to tidy all that up. There we go. Pull everything back, get a couple of good turns in. Cut off your excess fibre. Now what you want to do is you want to start tidying up your fibres. And readiness for the head. If you see the odd fibre, come back in and pull everything back, and then just lay over the top of it, because that will tidy everything up for you. I know what you're thinking, like the way I put my hackles on is a bit all over the place, but with this fly it seems to do the business. So I'm just going to get my jungle cock wing now. So I like to use these little clips just to hold them. I've already prepped it. I'm just going to come in with the jungle cock now, just to finish off this fly. Put one wing in like that. Turn the hook. Put the other one in. And when you're happy with it, start to build up your head. There's a bit of a step there, but we're gonna sort that out. Like your fingers working everything back. That's good. And all I do is I like to pull these fibres back. Some people pluck them out. After you've done all the time setting it up. Let's go on here, scissors, and cut it. There we go. Pull everything back, and this is where you want to start building up your head. Right. As I said, the original The original had quite a big head, so don't worry about having a big black pig. Just make sure it's nice and even. Take your time with it. There you go. Come with me a whip finish. 2, 3, 4. Pull it tight. Second whip finish. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. That's it done. Come on with trusty Stanley. So like all my other salmon heads, I like to put a good generous coat of super glue on. There we go. Nice little dab of super glue. What I like to do is work around, taking your time. I like a good shiny head, and this method for me seems to give me a good shiny head. So I like to put a layer of super glue on. You're going to know it's all covered because it'll go all shiny. There we go. I try and do this quite quickly because you don't want to overwork it. I'm just going to let that dry for a minute, just a little minute, and then I'm going to come in then with my Vineyard's clear head cement. Nice good healthy dop as well. Put it on top of the hook. Work it round. That's good and even. There you go. That's the fly complete. So this is my version of the Iain Bain special in a Cascade. Now I'll take this off of ice now, and then I'll put another couple of coats, another 4 or 5 coats of Vineyard's fine clear head cement on there, just to give it a really good strong colour. So I can't wait to get back out into the water to try this. As I say, Iain Bain's got his channel's got plenty of videos where he's actually been using this and catching fish. So haven't seen anyone tie up a Cascade version of it, so I thought I'd show you how I tie my Cascade. Please like and subscribe to my channel. If you have a look, there is trout fishing flies on there, there is tackle reviews, and when we get back out in the water I am going to put some fishing videos up where I've been out in the rivers. Also, if you check out the description beneath, I'm going to have a full list of the materials and a link to the original tie-in of this pattern, the Iain Bain one. So please like and subscribe. Thanks very much.